Yo, what's up, my people? Daniel Joseph, Savage Grind Podcast, coming at you, a different setting, different background. We want to keep it fresh, keep it new, keep it innovative. We're dropping content every Wednesday. Please, if you have not followed yet, please go subscribe and like the page, Savage Grind on YouTube. We're also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Daniel Joseph. Go follow me. I want to bring value to my audience and bring you some insight to help you through business, through personal, through relationships, overall, just giving you that insight on how to be a good person, grounded person, and survive through everyday life, because it is a savage grind. All right, so today I got a real personal topic that I want to talk about. It's called mental health, man. I go through it where every now and then you just kind of hit a wall and you kind of go into a depression. And this is not something that I feel like only happens to entrepreneurs and salespeople. I think this is something on a mass level that you start seeing that it's just becoming more of a problem and an epidemic and a real pandemic for people and younger people that I've started to notice and realize that they're going through mental toughness and mental illness and mental issues in their everyday lives. And I just want to talk about today of like what I go through and what I've been through and how maybe some experience that I've had recently to help kind of climb out of that funk, right? Because it is a funk and it is a temporary setback, but it's not a failure, right? It's something that we go through, and it's not natural, but it is something that I feel like happens a lot to people, but we can climb out of it, right? There is a way that you can just get through it. So first thing that you need to understand is it's gonna happen, right? We go through life and we want to understand and believe that we're designing our future, we're designing our path, and that we're making the proper and right decisions. But sometimes we get self-doubt. And that's normal. And then with that self-doubt comes that depression. It's like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing every day? I don't know why I made this decision. And then you get to the point maybe you don't want to get out of bed, right? And you have to just like go through those motions, go through that self. I call it a mental reflection, right? You got to see and analyze and see what you're doing. You have this plan, you have this big vision that you're trying to do with your family, your wife, your significant others, your business partners, your relationships outside of work, and you just want to know that you're doing the right thing, but it doesn't always seem that way. So there's some things that I want to hit on that I know that's helped me immensely get out of this mindset, right? Because it is a toxic mindset, but it's something that I know with some simple steps you can overcome, right? The first and foremost thing that you need to do is just accept it, right? You're going through it. All right, I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling it today. I am going through this, but it's not the end of the world, right? You don't want to get to that point where you feel like it's just like you don't want to go on no more. And if it is to that point, I really hope we're going to drop a link in the podcast today where you're going to seek other professional help, where professional people can help you. But if you're just at that point where you're just a little bit depressed and you want to get out of it, hopefully I can give you some insight and some steps on how to do that. For me, first of all, is just realizing what it is that is really internally bothering me, and how can I start working on that, right? So just figuring out whether it's not, is it a certain relationship issue? Is it a certain business problem that I'm having? Is it a particular individual that's bothering me? And just understanding that, they are not going to turn down what your big goal is of what you need to do with your life. There just may be an obstacle that's in your way at that momentary time. It is temporary. That's the biggest thing you need to understand, that it is a temporary pain that you're going through right now. It is not something that's going to last forever. It is just in that moment. And realizing that and doing that mental reflection, you kind of just understand like, look, I feel like I'm in this funk today, but you know what? I'm going to get out of it, right? And then number two that I feel like helps me is getting outside of myself, right? And understanding that, this is self-pity, this self-doubt, this selfishness that I'm feeling for myself is not normal, and that I need to do something for the greater good in other people. For example, this week, I'll be transparent. This week, the beginning of the week, I kind of fell in a funk. Wasn't feeling it. I knew I had a lot of big tasks that I had to get on, and I was overwhelmed. I was just bombarded by the amount of work and stuff that I had to do that it paralyzed me. But I also knew there was an important test and license that I had to pass for my business. So I knew that it was coming up, and that was on a Wednesday. And I was like, you know what? I've already wasted Monday, Tuesday. And here we are Wednesday. I have this task that I know that is bigger than me. It's a license that I know that I'm going to have to obtain for my business. And within my business, I have an organization that hires and employs at least 50 people. And me, by not passing this test, I'm also affecting those lives, right? And by not having this license, it's gonna prevent me from further assisting other people in my community by rebuilding their homes. So I really kind of just knew, like, I had to climb out of this funk. I had to go get myself and apply myself and get myself where I needed to be in that state to take this. It was a webinar class. That was a 6-hour webinar class. And after the webinar, I was taking the test, right? And I wasn't feeling it. 100%. I didn't want to do it. I wasn't feeling it. But then when I was just like, you know what? I got to do this. Has to happen. I can't blow this off. By me blowing this off, I am affecting possibly hundreds, maybe thousands of people in the future. So you know what? I gutted it out. I sat through the webinar, took the test, passed the test, and that was that little bit that what I want to talk about. Number 3 is that momentum. You want to get that little bit of something. Maybe it's not passing a big test or getting a big license, but maybe setting some little steps and structuring in your day. Like maybe it's just getting out of bed and taking a shower. Maybe that's the biggest step for you that day that you need to do, but setting up some sort of momentum in your life to get like, hey, I'm going to get out of bed and I'm going to take a shower. I'm gonna clean up this mess of a room that I have. I'm gonna start picking up around the house. I'm gonna maybe cook dinner tonight for my family, for my significant other. Like starting to get some kind of movement where you're getting outside of your head and trying to help others. Like that has been the biggest way for me that's helped me personally get out of funk. I want everybody to understand that it's not your fault, and it's not something that you should really just harp on and get down on yourself. It happens to everybody, but there's a way out of it. So I hope this has helped you personally. And if you can drop in the comments of anybody that you have been through some mental toughness and some mental illness, and you have some ideas maybe to help the audience, this is something that I think that all to collectively together we can help each other through, right? Because this is not something that just doesn't happen to poor people, middle class people. This happens to everybody, right? You could be the richest of the rich and the most successful person, and I can guarantee you're going to go through some depression. So let's help each other. Let's all be savages, and let's kind of combine our efforts together to help one another through this cause, because it is a real issue that I see happening more and more often today. And I really care, and I want my people to go out there and be successful and overcome this illness. So let's all come together. So I love y'all. I hope this helped you. Like I always say, don't be average today. Go be savage. Love y'all. Deuces.